Peace and love, my niggas. Welcome back. Welcome back. And we right back again. We gonna jump right into it. We ain't gonna delay nobody and waste nobody time. We gonna start talking about what the body is. And last time I sort of jumped off subject a lot, man. Sort of hard not to do. All these things are sort of connected. One thing sort of builds on the other thing. This whole system is like building blocks, like Legos. And I get it now how they take these youngsters that build off the building blocks, the Legos, the Capsella. I was a Capsella dude myself. Um, and you can same thing with code. When you're writing code, it's just building blocks. Once you understand one thing, you just build off of that. You just keep building onto the process, and before you know it, you're not just drawing circles and squares and houses and whatnot. Now you building whole video games based on just coding. So everything here is just like one building block after the next, and we just gonna keep on building and building and building, and we're gonna continue on with the body. And I want to start off first with Dr. Sebi, um, talking about because it's sort of dragged off there, talking about what the body needs. First, let me go back to the Sebi trial because I didn't finish up with that. Because the main reason he got off was, well, three main reasons that I saw. One, he didn't call himself a doctor. He wasn't running around saying, I'm Dr. Sebi. People called him that because of the people that he healed. Two, he had a large portion of these people that he's healed over the years. 83, I believe he was allowed like 77 or 76, something like that. He brought like 83 people to prove his case. And the third thing was because he did not give them medicine. He was not prescribing medicine. Now, what is medicine? Medicine is the stuff they give you in pills and whatnot. It's a you're taking something natural and you're transforming it in certain ways and processing it, and in the end you come out with a different product. We know a lot about that. We can call that stuff a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? It's all drugs. That's what you're doing. You're processing and you're synthesizing and you're making it into something else. It is not what it originally was. The original thing it comes from is some plant. 9 times out of 10. Well, always really. Anything that's completely 100% not organic is like straight up man-made. Still drugs, it's just not from a plant. Most of this stuff starts off with the properties of a plant, or the basic chemical makeup of some plant, extract from some plant, something like that. A lot of it does. Not all of it, a lot of it. The stuff that really doesn't come from a plant at all, some of the worst stuff excuse me. Look, once again, let me just make a disclaimer real quick. This is not medical information. I am not a health guru. This is just an alternative lifestyle. This is just my philosophy on how I see things. Let me make that clear. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. You get sick, go see the doctor. Go check out your doctor. You know to go to the doctor every 6 months, right? Get your physical and all that stuff, right? Right. Like, this is an alternative lifestyle. Ain't nobody saying stop going to the doctor or none of that. So just in case I forget, we storytelling over here. We entertaining the people right now, and we just thinking about a different way to live life. Just thinking of possibilities, philosophizing. You know what I'm saying? Stars and quasars, moons, and all that stuff, right? Got you. So anyway, where was I, man? Lost my place. this whole electric cell foods of Dr. Sebi. See, he's not really giving them food. Excuse me, not medicine, because medicine is something different. Like I said, this is medicine is this synthesized processed thing that people do. You take the plant and you make it into something else. Now, what he was doing was giving people simply that, just the plant. We would not consider that food. Technically, it is food. This is why. This is one of the reasons why it was like he wasn't breaking any laws. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's not giving people drugs or anything and saying he's a doctor to try to cure them. He's literally giving them plants, natural plants that grow from the earth. Now, how could that be? See, I've been looking into this a lot, and it goes a lot with the human aura that you have. Your own torus field around you, your own electromagnetic field around you. Now, what he's talking about is electric cell food therapy. So you ask yourself, like, where would you get electric cell food? Would you know it is electric? Well, this whole place is electromagnetic energy. This whole place here, everything that grows from it has some type of energy force given off from it. And once again, we're going to revert back to the elements. So these things that have these elements in it have these electromagnetic properties. These are what you need to rebuild your body. Now, they say the body needs 102 minerals, elements to repair itself, do what it needs to do to live a healthy lifestyle. So that's what's in the plants and herbs growing from the ground. This is why people talk about, we're not supposed to eat the animals or whatnot. They're not growing from the ground. They're up here just like us. Going back to the Bible once again, the Garden of Eden, the lion laid down with the lamb. Why did the lion lay down with the lamb? Because he didn't eat meat. He was vegan. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Like I said, nothing was put here to purposely harm us or anything like that. Except when we start changing the environment based on our actions, it causes all types of changes. Once blood starts getting shed and an animal has a taste for blood, say a dog or something, he bites a person, got a taste for blood, ain't got no problem biting people after that, you got to put him down, right? That's a domesticated animal. Think about an animal in the wild and they get a taste for blood. So along those lines, blood shed could be the start of that. Well, we're going to keep it on Dr. Sebi right now. We're going to talk about this electric cell food. And see, these foods with this energy from these elements that's in the ground, this is what your body needs. So when you give it to your body, you're charging that electromagnetic field that we were talking about earlier. We're charging it up. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody's field is supposed to look like this, except they don't. And I got a side note once again. The North Sentinel Island people. If you look it up, these people that supposedly, well, not supposedly, they got video of it. They kill people as soon as they get on the beach. You come to the island, as soon as you step foot on the beach, they killing you. They don't come over here. Say they haven't had contact with the outside world, what we call civilization, in like thousands of years. So every so often, people put out stories about these people. I remember when I first heard about them, I was young, elementary, junior high. Excuse me. And these people were, they were said to be cannibals. The reason they killed people off when they came to the island was because they were cannibals and they were eating the body. Now, over the years, the stories have changed. And the whole cannibal thing, that goes back to the whole thing with Tarzan. If you remember on Sunday morning, they did the Tarzan, the white man in the jungle saving all the black folks from the evils that was going on and whatnot. And then you go to church and hear that story. And the reason I brought up Tarzan is because in the Tarzan stories, so many times it was like, there's always this one tribe out in the jungle. There's a bunch of cannibals. And I used to think, if don't nobody mess with them, who is they eating? Who are you eating? You see what I'm saying? Like, you always calling them those folks cannibals. Except when you look at the real stories, the cannibals was people like Vlad the Impaler. You know what I'm talking about? From the first 1980s Ghostbuster movie, they had that big picture up of this guy that was supposed to be this demon that was coming back in the Ghostbusters movie. It was called Vigor or something like that. Yeah, that was Vlad the Impaler. And that table they had him sitting at, the table was really full of human body parts, heads and whatnot, heads on a spike behind them and everything, man. Like, except when they show these pictures on TV, they only give that little close-up so you see just him, and they change the stuff around him, make it look like he's eating food or whatever, maybe some fruit or something. No, man, that's Vlad the Impaler. He really ate people. He thought it was going to give him some type of power, like this was something he learned, got passed down to him. This is the old tradition. He's one of the famous ones that we know of these days that practice this stuff and practiced it publicly as a ruler and a leader. Didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was that type of person. He like eating people for real, no play. Like, we ain't even cooking them up. We eating them, blood and everything. That's why I was saying earlier about us people. We don't do that. Not people. Not people like us, not human beings. We don't do that. Look, we got to be influenced to do that. Somebody got to show us. This is, like what I'm explaining to you is, this is not our nature. We're supposed to be vegans. And I know I say that and people are like, oh man, people done got healthy eating meat. I done heard these stories too, man. I'm telling you, I'm with you on that. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. And what I'm saying is everybody is different. And I'm not saying that people are supposed to eat meat either. I'm not going to say that either. So when you've been on these chemicals that we've been on for so long, getting off of them is a process. And you're going to have your ebbs and flows, your ups and your downs. You see what I'm saying? And I'm speaking to you from personal experience. Before you get to the other side, you got to crawl through a tunnel of sewage, and you're going to get dirty to come out clean on the other side. You see what I'm saying? Like, for real. That was Shawshank Redemption, yeah. But they tell us in the movies, telling you the truth, man. It ain't easy, man. If it was easy, everybody would do it. If it was simple, not a problem, everybody would do it. We wouldn't be in the situation we was in. And ain't nobody perfect. I ain't perfect. Ain't nobody perfect, man. It's a process. It's day by day, step by step. It's every day. It's every day. Not one day. You decide to change one thing. When you get that one thing changed, change the next thing. And then go to the next thing. And then go to the next thing. It's every day. It's an everyday process, and you got to work at it. If just the path you want to be on. If not, just go back to doing what you do, man. Like that's the simple way to go. It's easy. Ain't no problems. Ain't no stress. We can all do that, man. You always take the easy way. Anyway, man, I done got off subject again. Let me jump back onto it, man. We talking about this human body and this energy we got right here, man. And this Dr. Sabian and cell food therapy, like how you get to that point. And what I'm saying is like the energy is all here. So those elements and everything, you take those in. How you get the elements? They in the plants. The plants is reaching down in the ground. They getting them elements out the ground. So when you dig them elements out the ground, you change the way the plants grow. You change things about this environment. You don't get everything you're supposed to get. That's why when that sinkhole in China they found, it was so deep down. I forget how far it was, like 1,000 kilometers or something like that. And it's something like almost that long, like across the bottom of it. You know, even though it's like this small hole, it's only like, I want to say 600 kilometers maybe across the top. So a lot of that stuff down there was in darkness. Yet when they go down there, they find a lot of stuff, plant life they hadn't seen supposedly in thousands of years. Why is that? How is that possible? Because the earth is a natural filtering system. You ever seen somebody make a homemade filter, water filter? They put a bunch of dirt and rocks in there, filter them through different rocks and things, different types of sediment, different types of dirt. And that's what the earth's doing to the water here. It filters the water as you go down. So on the top soil, that it used to be that first 20 to 40 feet, that's where you find a lot of these chemicals that run off and whatnot, like especially when you have the heavy rain. And if you remember Katrina, where everything sort of floated up and then it was there and it was like everything was like sort of toxic. The water was toxic to be in. People got sick, got different bacterial diseases and whatnot going on. The earth is a natural filtering system. So when it comes to your fresh water, and I'm just sort of adding this in here, like when it comes to your fresh water, you don't want to dig your well that little 20, 40 feet. That's the cheap way to go. It's the easiest, the cheapest route. And it costs you a lot more to dig deeper than that. Back then, it was something like triple the price. I remember growing up and we were getting our well put in, and it cost something like $200, maybe $250. I'm not even sure if it was that much to dig somewhere between 40 to 50 feet, and to actually dig up to 100 feet, which is where I think you need to dig to, let's say, especially this day and age, anywhere from 120 to 200 feet. I want to go 200 feet down, honestly, like the way things are here. That's where you would get your freshest water, because it's been filtered all the way down there. It would be filtered by the earth. And that's another reason why we need all these minerals in the ground. It's not just for the plants and the life up top. It's for everything. The earth is a perfect system. It runs perfectly. And if you leave it alone, it will regenerate itself, recycle itself. So we ain't gonna leave it alone. We're gonna keep trying to find ways to fix it. In the meantime, we're gonna build a space elevator, and we're gonna do all this other crazy stuff, man. What the? I'm gonna talk about that space elevator one day. But I on one man. I hate these folk. I don't mean to say I hate these. I really dislike them though. I really dislike that. I really dislike them though, man. Can't fix the water, but you gonna build a space elevator so people can go up and see space. Look it up, space elevator. Look it up. Check it out. These people, wow. So anyway, yeah, this food, like, so you taking these minerals and you are not only replenishing, it's not, to me, this is my theory, it's the building blocks of life. Like, it's what you are, these elements right here. They're also charging you because in these elements is this electromagnetic energy that is of the earth. Now, I keep saying that because you are made of everything that occurs here naturally. And I got to say that part. Everything that occurs here naturally. All the elements that occur here naturally. If you look at the periodic table, if you really take a close look and study it, a lot of that stuff up there are not natural occurring elements. People have to manipulate these elements to turn them into something else, heat them up, change them, mix them with something, do something to them. You don't find these elements in nature naturally. This is the difference. The elements that occur in nature naturally are what you are made up of. Do you understand this? This is the whole you are stardust thing. Because we don't know what we're made of, we say, oh, we stardust. We cosmic dust. We this and that. We aliens. We ain't none of that. We ain't none of that. Get that out your, no, that's not what we are. This our home right here. Stop thinking the mothership coming to pick you up and taking you home. You home. You where you supposed to be. If you one of us. If you're not one of us, you one of them. I'm going to keep repeating that. If you're not one of us, you one of them. So, this food, these elements and whatnot Dr. Sebi is talking about, I'm really starting to understand him now because I used to wonder how he's talking about this electric cell food. These elements are all in the food. This food, just like the potato you had in class, just like the lemons they use to charge cell phones, they have electromagnetic energy in them. These fresh natural foods. This is why you can do these things with them, because they have that energy in them. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you can run a clock on a potato. That's the whole reason why. Now, everything here has this energy in it, yet everything here is not always good for you. And what Dr. Sebi was doing was he was picking the most natural foods here with the most amount of energy in them. And that's all you're getting. Why is that all you're getting? Why is it just that and just juice or barely anything? Because I saw these early clips with Left Eye, her talking about her journey and what she ate and whatnot, and you can't find them anymore. She claimed to have eaten this fruit where you get like this little green fruit where you peel pieces off of it, and she would peel a piece off, and that might be all she ate for a day. The rest of the time, it was water and juice. Now, at the time, I was thinking water and juice, how you surviving on that? First of all, it's not juice like we was thinking. Like you get in the grocery store, juice. Nah, that's drink. Read the label. That's drink. It ain't juice, it's drink. It ain't grape juice, it's grape drink. Read the label. What they talking about juicing is, juice is exactly that. Juicing fruits and vegetables and whatnot, because you're only taking in the juice from the fruits and the vegetables, the liquid part of it. You're not taking in the fibers. Why is that important? It's important because your body spends a lot of energy trying to digest fibers that you take in from the food you eat. That's the part in digestion. They're saying it's taking so long. Like you probably heard for years, red meat stays in you the longest, it's hardest to digest. It's true. You eat a steak, you don't realize how long that steak is in you. And then the next day you ate a steak. And then the next day you ate a steak. And the next day you ate a steak. You don't realize how long that steak been in you. You don't realize how long that steak been in you. You think it ain't in you because you went to the bathroom. And then the longer that stuff stay in you and stay like that, it start clogging up. That's why people be having like these colonoscopies and whatnot. You got to flush your system and everything. So the fibers from the food that you eat are very important because you burn so much energy from those fibers. So when people are talking about fasting, I didn't know how people did it, fasting for 45 days. That's Dr. Sebi treatment. How you do it, I get it now. Understand it, because what you're taking in is those minerals. What did Dr. Sebi say during his fast? What did he have? He had that water from the springs of Honduras, that good natural water with all those minerals in it that you're supposed to have. He was taking in sea moss, taking in that with these like 99 minerals you're supposed to have in it. He's eating these natural foods. And in the beginning, it's like to help you out because it's hard to fast for that long, right? Your body something up in there. You just feel natural. Like it's not only a physical thing, it's a mental thing at the same time. And you got to remember your mind and body work together. You got to sync the two together. They got to work together. They got to sync together. They keep us divided. They be like, oh, no, don't. No, your mind and body is one. They're telling you to separate it, outthink this, outthink that. Make it think it's one. Put it together as one. It don't mean that you're going to come out with the outcome that society says you should have. It means that you're going to come out with the outcome that you say you should have. Understand what I'm saying? And if you don't be you, you're going to be somebody else. Promise you that. So you got to be you. Or else you're going to be somebody else. And somebody else might be you. And you be like, damn, I wish I would have done that. Damn, I can do that. Man, that's right up my alley. That's me. Somebody else doing it, though. They did you already. And you looking at it and you can't even do nothing about it because you too scared to be you. It's a damn shame. If you don't be you, you're going to be somebody else. So with this cell food Dr. Sebi has, and I lost my place right there. You charging up your cells. So when you charging up your cells, that's why I left this picture on the screen. Like you charging up that aura right there around you. You want to make it look good and beautiful. Now, it is not only the food. Everything you take in affects this aura. The music, the visuals, the sound, everything you taking in. Oh man, how much time we got here? I've been here a minute, man, but there's an experiment. It's called the rice cup experiment, I think, where you cook a pound of rice. You take half of that and put it into a jar, mason jar, label it, put bad on it. Take the other half, you put it into a same type of mason jar, label it, you put good on it. Now, every day, you wake up and you say bad things to the jar with bad on it and good things to the jar with good on it. I love you. You're beautiful. You're the greatest. To the bad you go, I hate you. I can't stand you. You're disgusting. You do that every day. Now, in the experiment, people have come to find that the jar you speak good to, the rice stays white. The jar you speak bad to, the rice turns brown and ugly real quick. What is the factor in that? What does that mean? Once again, we'll say what Nikola Tesla said. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think of them in terms of frequency and vibration. So when you say these words to everything, there's sound and vibration, frequency, right? So that's what you did with the rice. And the rice is sound and vibration in itself. And it felt that. And it felt your vibration, your energy you're putting off on it, your vibration, your frequency. So the rice, you felt that bad intent, heard those bad frequency words from, then it turned brown real quick. And the rice you heard the good frequency words, good vibrations from, it stayed white. Those loving intents versus the negative intents, them hateful intents. And it's the same thing with your aura right here. Being around that energy, people who say different things to you and whatnot. So it's not just your music, it's not just the TV, it's the people you're around too. People that call you whatever. You have to understand the vibration they're putting out and what it does to you. And it's not their fault because they don't even know. And for most of them, if you try to explain this to them, they don't want to change. They like it the way it is. You see what I'm saying? They'll be upset with you for trying to change them. Who are you trying to change me? Like, all types of stuff, man. Like, look, you see it on TV all the time. And that's part of the programming too. Like, the whole thing now with you don't have to change. Don't be ashamed to be the way you are if you're this way. You know what I'm saying? With the whole 45 rally and whatnot. Make America great again. That whole thing. It's a vibrational energy. Whether or not you believe in it or think it's real really don't matter. It's one of those type of things. It's like the ritual with Santa Claus. Whether you believe it's not this or that, it don't really matter. It's the fact that you're doing it and you're putting off that energy. Now, vice versa with the rice test, they also did this. They spoke the words of hatred in a vibration of love and reverse the words of love to a vibration of hatred, because everything is how you say the words to somebody. You ever talk to somebody and they be like, I'm sorry, you can tell they ain't even really sorry? Or they be like, I love you, and you can tell they just saying that shit? Because it's the energy in what they doing, how they saying the words. You see what I'm saying? So they flipped it. So the bad jar, excuse me, the bad jar, you saying the bad words to it, yet you're going, I hate you so much. I mean, I really hate you. You are so disgusting. I cannot believe how disgusting you are. Man. And the jar that you wrote love on, you're speaking the words of love to, you said it in a hateful manner. Man, I love your ass. I can't stand how much I love you. Man, you some of the greatest. Oh, man, you so great. And it makes me, oh, man, I can't believe you so great. Why you got to be so great at what you're doing? You see what I'm saying? It's the energy you put off on it. And they found it had the opposite effects. It's because of the vibrational energy you're putting off on these objects. You can look up the study, like, check it out, the Rice Cup experiment. Vibration and frequency. Everything is vibration and frequency. Excuse me. And it all affects us. It's in this whole world around us. So this is the world around us. Give me my space. This is our space we should be in, because everybody's walking around like this. You see what I'm saying? So when you feel somebody else's energy enter your energy, then it's like, hold up, give me my space. back up. This all goes into the food. Now, like, with that being said, the physical and the spiritual go together. So when you healing yourself in the spiritual sense through the food, you are also healing yourself through a physical sense through the food. Once again, this is not medical advice. This is just a theory, a philosophy of living life. That's all it is. Go see the doctor. So, like I said, it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy for your body to break down those fibers. So that's why the fasting thing is so important. And with that being said, like I said, I get it now because you're taking in those minerals in the sea moss, in the juice, and just the water. You understand what I'm saying? Just the natural plant there. So you're not taking in the chemicals you would be taking in from stuff from the grocery store. You understand? You're just getting the minerals, the basics, the same thing a plant would get. You would get a liquid diet and a little bit of plant life there. Like, what do you need for plants to grow? What we make these composts. I'm from the country, so we got a compost heap, and that's what you use to put on the plants. They help fertilize the soil. It'll be full of worms and life and all this other stuff, and it helps fertilize the soil around the plants, and all that stuff is good for the roots and whatnot. And compost. So everything is breaking down and decaying, and all that little matter is being broken down, and it's into the little bits and pieces and parts you need to help the next plant grow up beautiful. The bits and elements and whatnot. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you're doing on this fast. You're forgoing all the chemicals, all the things you shouldn't be eating, and you're replacing it with the basic nutrients, basic building blocks to build up your body. Now, every night you go to sleep, that's what your body's doing. It's regenerating itself. It's working on fixing itself. And the longer you go without actually having to digest food, your body is trying to repair itself because it's not spending so much energy. Now it's like, oh, where I'm getting the energy from. That's why a lot of people go to the gym early in the morning. They go off an empty stomach, so they burn off some calories first. They'll eat after the gym, after they have a good workout. You burn off them calories first, and then you replace it with something nutritious, the basics. Maybe work on a fast where you fast for like 16, 17 hours, and you have like a short time span where you eat meals, and then after that, you fast again until the next day. And just things to try, different philosophies, you know what I'm saying? Just different ways to look at it instead of just fasting for a week straight or 45 days straight. I mean, baby steps, because we're in Babylon or Babylon. Still see what I'm saying? You got to start somewhere. Something is better than nothing. A lot of people think, oh, man, I can't do it. I mean, I did it myself, man. Trying to get off the meat, I gave up. I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. I was like, man, I'm going to be stuck on this forever, man. Like, the headaches kept coming. I'm always hungry, man. And I'm going to get into that one time, too, man. I don't think I'm going to do it on this stream. Like, I've been talking long enough, man. I don't know how long I've been here just yet. But, yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, it was a process. It wasn't easy. I ain't think it was going to happen. I thought, some people just supposed to eat meat. I was like, I'm trying to reason it within myself so I can just give up. Now, you keep hearing how bad it is. I was like, there's no way you're supposed to eat this shit. There's no way. And that's just me. My mind and my body had to catch up, had to sync. For one, there was that movie, documentary on Netflix called What the Health. It's on Netflix. You watch it, that'll help you out. I'm in North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, and like that hit home for me, man. Seeing some of them people in there, I was like, wow, for real. Like, it's different when you buying the gold and whatnot, and you see the slaves over, and people doing the little bit children doing slave Africa and whatnot. I don't even wear gold letters because of that. I don't wear no gold. I mean, I know where it come from. I can't do it. I don't feel right. I can't sit here and shine and be like, look what I got. That just ain't me, man. I know where it came from. You see what I'm saying? I know it got middleman. I know how much they mark up the price. I know what it is. It's a rock that comes from the earth that we need anyway in the earth. I know that too. You see what I'm saying? It's like my mind and my body got to catch up with everything. For me, it's like that for everything. And when they catch up, it's like boop, switch been flipped, and like there it is. We ain't going backwards. We ain't going backwards, man. I can't do it. I get stuff now and they accidentally put the chili on there or put something on there I don't eat. I be like, what is that? I can't eat it. I don't want it. Nope. Can't do it. I can't do it. And like, that's in a short span to like less than a year right now. You know what I'm saying? Like at the beginning of the year, like I was still eating meat. December last year, I was eating meat. Now it's like I can't, it don't even taste right in my mouth. It don't feel right. Like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. The craziest part is I be smelling the food. Sometimes I be like, man, it be on some chicken wings. I make Cajun chicken wings. Are you serious? Oh, I need me some. Then I be thinking like, where the wings come from? Where the rest of the bird at? Where you get them from? You know how long we been getting chicken from China? Man, I mean, like, and the ones over here they getting rid of. And if you got some chickens right now, I'll be honest with you. I think they clone. I'll be honest. If a chicken is even a real thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story with the chicken, the pig, and the cow. Are there any other animals in this world, in nature, that let you naturally just take they children from them and don't do shit? Besides a chicken, cow, and a pig. Something ain't right. Them three animals, they'll just come and let you take go mess with a mother something in the damn forest. Go ahead if you want to. What do they always say? You got the little cubs. Oh, the mama better around. You better leave them alone. When it comes to farm animals, like, come here, you little chicken. Come here. Don't even care, man. Don't even care, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, raising your energy and increasing your health, they go hand in hand. And the longer we're in this place, doing these things, taking in all this scenery, all this sound and all that stuff, it's all weakening our energy. And I started on the people of the Sentinel Island, man. Like, oh man, I gotta go back to that because I didn't finish. See, I got a theory about these people. All the stuff they said over them over the years, man. They say all these things, they do this and that, and they violent and all this other stuff. I had somebody even telling me about a documentary where they said in the documentary that some people had talked to or been on the island with these people and still called them violent and all this other stuff, man. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, all these years, like, I ain't never heard nobody say what language these people speak. I'd heard all these different stories. And you know who I ain't never heard tell the story about these people? Them people. The people in North Sentinel Island. And I bring them up because them taking people out when they get on the island, I used to wonder, how would you get on the island? And I thought maybe if you didn't have no tattoos or piercings and you was butt naked and you swam through all them shark-infested waters, then you might get on the island. They be like, damn, he swam through this motherfucker butt naked and he made it? Like, I ain't gonna light him up for that. Like, that's a real, like, no. I think it's deeper than that. Because people that know, like, you can see other people's auras. And right, like, I think of that as sort of like baby stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing auras, because I ain't even got to the energy yet. And my theory is these people of the North Sentinel Island, they can see people's auras. See, when that party comes out to the beach, it ain't never no old women and no children or nothing like that. No old men. That's look like some warriors out there. And you don't know how old they are. Them jokers be like 70, could be like 70 years old, and they just look that young. Who knows? Some of them could be like in their 20s, and at the same time, some of them could be in their daggone 70s, and you don't even know. They just look like that because it's them folk. I don't know. That's just my theory, man, that this aura around us, they can see it. And when your aura's fucked up, they see that shit when you come out the water and they ain't fucking with you. That's my theory. That's how you gonna get on the island. If you was able to fix your aura and get it straight, that's why them folks can come on the island. Because, you know, they would have been went and sent some people with a Bible and whatnot trying to colonize, right? Right? They done it before, right? The dude showed up with a Bible. They keep trying this. That's what I'm looking at it like. They people keep showing up with that Bible, and when they get lit up, then the people that rock with the Bible be like, oh, they some devils. Look at them. They violent. No. And this is my theory. Like, the people of that island do not want what happened to us to happen to them. So they don't even rock with you when you come over there like that. Like, psh. We told y'all to stay off of here, man. We told y'all not to come back, right? Don't be mad at these arrows when they hit you. That's what I think, man. That's my theory. I think if you had a chance, your aura would have to be right to get on that island. More than anything else. More than anything. I think you could probably you might look. I don't know, man. You might not. You still might have to swim with her butt naked. Your aura had to be right for real, for real. That means if it's what I think it is, the animals wouldn't even touch you. They wouldn't even bother you. You ever been out in the summer with all the mosquitoes and bugs and whatnot, and people be putting bug spray on? I used to be like, what did people use back in the day? You know what I'm saying? Like, even deeper than that, we ain't had no doctors and no dentists and whatnot. How we had babies, how we survived. According to these people, we should have died out like 10, 15 years into it. Right? Because we ain't had no doctors, no dentists, and we ain't know how to give proper childbirth, right? Imagine that. They still here. We still here. How is that? Because these people knew what this place was and who they was and how this thing worked. And they wasn't getting fed the lie like we was, depending on somebody else. They knew their power and they knew their strength. They knew what this place was. They knew this place ain't here to hurt them. They know something different. They understood vibration and frequency without somebody having to explain it, because they felt their own energy. Now, I still ain't even got into feeling your energy yet. We gonna talk about it, though. We're gonna get into the next one, though. I think I'm about on my time on this one. I'm not sure. I think about on my time. Because I try to keep it about an hour for my upload time. You know what I'm saying? So I might go a little long, go an hour and a half or whatnot. But I try to keep my upload time, you know what I'm saying? So I keep going about an hour and a half tops. Next thing I want to jump into, we talked about the energy and Dr. Sebi, what I think about the food and whatnot. So I want to talk about these crystals people talk about. And I want to talk about them because they're important. Because like I said once before, you are made of everything that's here. And these crystals are part of what's here naturally. Now, it's not the crystals so much that work as what I come to find out, they remind you of who you are. Now, I used to grab these crystals all the time, and I ain't think nothing of it. And when you start vibrating on a certain frequency and start really listening to your body and the world around you, you will notice the energy in these things depending on your vibration. You will feel it. I've been there, I felt it. I'm not gonna get too far into that right now. We're gonna save that for next time. I think I've done enough right now. Definitely come back. We're gonna keep it pumping though, as always. And like, share, subscribe. And I'm your host, Cole Brown. Peace and love, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.